Good day, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Viper S Viperland, and we are back here with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We, oh yeah, we have we just wrapped up the previous trial. We didn't even, like, see what our next one is, right? I believe we just saved at the end of it, and it was like, nope, that's it. Yeah, hey, you counted it out. So it worked. Also, hey, Sora and Ramen, how you both doing? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. So yeah, I don't even know what our case is gonna be, but we're gonna investigate it.
Face me. Your defeat shall serve as proof of my readiness to rule.
Oh, did I do the... I'm assuming this is how... Okay. It wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me. I was about to say I didn't load the wrong file. The evidence and testimony we have seen and heard are conclusive. Victim was alone at his table when he drank from that poison cup. No! You're wrong! I know what I saw. I saw... You saw a negative filter? Oh, man. Saw someone else there. Oh, crap. A man! He's the real killer! I'm sure that's somebody else's hair. Definitely somebody else's hair. Ah, sparkles. Why won't anyone believe me? This is... Didn't we already have... Well, I guess we didn't solve a poisoned case. Well, I said that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't it? Sorry. Mr. Wright? This court finds the defendant... Well... Speedrun guilty verdict. This court is adjourned. Cool. New record. January 6th, 10:03 a.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Ah, the start of the new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world. Yeah, I tend to forget that, like, no matter what happens, these games, along with Yakuza games, tend to be Christmas games. Yep, onwards to case 4. You can't win them all. Had to lose one of them. We lost that one. Let's keep going. It does, man. I guess this one puts more New Year, but still a holiday season. We'll say holiday season. So decided that our resolution should be... Svari! Take on the world. Never say that word. What do you think? Sure, whatever, Maya, but I think maybe we've had more than enough mistletoe cake. What? Can you eat mistletoe? I mean, the leaves are super hard. Is that any part of that? Like, isn't that poisonous? Yeah, I was about to say, mistletoe is definitely poisonous. Alright, well, sorry, Maya, but I hope you have a good sugar high before you die. Yeah, true, you're right. Never. You gotta eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Yeah, that's what pie has been for my past week. I've eaten so much pie. And we still have, like, a pie and a quarter left. I did what I could with it, but it was always gonna be kind of quiet. Like, it's by its nature, it's a quiet sound effect. I did what I could with it, but it's still gonna be kind of quiet. There's no way around that. Like watching the fireworks on TV, or like I could make it very loud, but it would make it very loud. Yeah, like that. I could probably do something like that. Like watching the fireworks on TV. It's funny because the line on my audio on OBS doesn't change drastically between those two sound effects, but one is very much louder to our ears, but the actual decibel level is not very different. Very, very minute. Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing a board game. Hey, pal! I wonder who that could be. Detective Gumshoe. Happy New Year, Detective. Likewise? Now listen up, right? I wanna... Here's to another fruitful year of lawyer-police cooperation. Yeah, me too. Alright, pal, you got some explaining to... Have you got a holiday present for me, Detective? What? Well, dear, I have this. It's really nothing much, but... Yay, thanks. Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat. Hey, what about Pearlie? You haven't forgotten her present, have you? No, I mean, yes, I mean, no. Are you doing this on purpose? Guess I'm busted. How did you like my first practical joke of the year? Very funny, pal. Now let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this. He says with a smirk on his face. What is it? A magazine? Yeah, I want to say. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced. Trounced? Let me see that. The defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this? It's a report, pal, about you. Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in this case. Well, don't tell me you don't remember anything about it. But I don't remember anything. Is there an evil phoenix out there? When was that issue from, anyway? December of last year. Which I guess makes it last month? It makes it old news. I mean... But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December. So what do you think this is all about, Nick? If it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility. You are a sleepwalker. No, you know what I mean? Yeah, what's the opposite of Phoenix? Permadead wrong. I got nothing for what the opposite of Phoenix would be. Bony Nick? This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off the year with one too. Waterbird that dies forever, yeah. Article from December 5th says, I was trounced and my client was found guilty. So what are we going to do about it, pal? What do you mean, what am I going to do about it? Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case. My fault? How do you figure that? Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of. Yeah, see what happens when your hot shots start getting too full of yourselves? I didn't do anything wrong. At least not that I can remember. Duck wrong. There you go. That's it. Better make this right, pal. Now! That means taking the case back to court. Got it? Sounds like we've got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto. Oh no. Judge already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not going to be easy to get overturned. We live in a society where somebody can impersonate a lawyer to the point where people will report on it and claim it was them. Nobody at any point, I guess, asked for ID. You don't need to... You just need to look like a lawyer to be a lawyer in this world. As long as you have a suit, and they go, oh, that's funky hair. Yeah, you're that guy. It's just like, go in, whatever. Sure, normal stuff. Guess that New Year's resolution is going to have to wait until next year. So you're taking the case, right? Good. I'm going to head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. Drop by if you need something, okay, pal? I mean, you're right. It absolutely is. I guess people are starting to know the name Phoenix, right? I mean, it's... We were whipped repeatedly in the second game. I don't think convincing fake doppelganger is really out of the question. The client trusted a case to me based on my reputation. Let's be honest. Given the way that every case in this entire series has gone, that entire case was set up and was a ruse to screw over the case we're about to do so that they could get away with some sort of murder, right? The actual case was... That case didn't matter, but, like, the fake Phoenix doing that case wasn't just some bumbling idiot. This was an orchestrated, like, 10-layer plan to get away with another murder probably, like, 6 decades ago. That was also probably that girl poisoning the guy in the basement that framed, and that was never really resolved. It's, you know, to apologize justice. Oh man, I can't wait. All right, I guess I'm kind of responsible. I mean, I don't remember doing this. I wasn't there, and all of my records and the records of the court can confirm that this wasn't me. I guess I'm responsible for it, though. I don't think Phoenix has ever gotten paid. I'm pretty sure Phoenix is the... this world must have universal basic income, Because I don't think any of his clients have actually ever paid him. So, the Discord got hacked. Oh man, the other guy shows up to court and just goes, "Hey," and it says nothing else. It leaves the court. That was the big thing. Oh, it's funny in hindsight, but like if Potts has gone through a lot of stuff because of that hack, and if I got hacked like that, I'd be mad. Like the fact that they thought it was fixed twice and it kept coming back, that's so messed up. Fingers crossed that just wiping everything has done the trick, but like the fact that it had to come to that was awful. Like, but it's also objectively funny that the only thing they did is go down his list and just send "hey" to like 10 people and never respond. That's objectively funny. The fallout of everything and the hacking, objectively tragic, but the actual thing the hacker did was funny in an awful, they hacked a good person's account and won't give it back type of way. But why would somebody want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? Yeah, freshman cosplayer? Let's just head out. We should talk. So, what's the first move? Guess we go down to the detention center. Oh, we got an achievement last time, by the way. I don't know if it'll show it on the screen. It won't. Hold on. You can just tab out. We got smells like old bag. Examine everything with even a whiff of old bag on it. Why would you name that achievement that way, Capcom? Why? Why would you do that? You could have named it anything. Why would you name it that? Wait a sec, Nick. This person's behind bars because of you. Whoever it is isn't going to be jumping at the chance to meet you, right? Hey, let's get one thing straight. It wasn't me. It was the fake me that did this. Wonder if he looks exactly like you. Your phony Zin Yohop, I mean? Okay. I hope not. And what kind of name for an evil double is Zin Yohop anyway? Phoenix backwards, of course it is. Of course it is. A complex joke, yeah, Ah, Nick, I've got it! You're gonna ask whether I've got a twin brother, the answer is no. Well supported. Did you notice Gumshoe was acting weirder than usual, or was it just me? What do you mean? I mean, he was really worked up. Like a guy who's just found out he's going to be a dad or something. Yeah, I guess he was acting kind of strange. Maybe he realized he's got strong feelings for you, Nick. Considering how we interact, I seriously doubt that, Maya. Well, if he wasn't nervous because of you, then maybe it's because of our new guilty client? Well, let's, detention center first. Let's see what is even going on. All we know is we have to answer for the guilty verdict. We know nothing else. Okay, and doppelganger, I guess. This is so nerve-wracking. We need to meet our new client. Wonder just what kind of person you tricked and got found guilty. Keep it down, Maya. That kind of talk could ruin me. Ah. How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? That's Bambi, right? That's just Bambi. We played this game earlier in the year. We've already played this game. 100% just one of the idle cops. They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying. Aren't you? Yes, I am. I'm totally and utterly let down. Ah, are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie. Remember Maggie Bird? Maggie Bird. Ah. Maggie Bird. You see, the same pose, different outfit. She's the policewoman I defended that one time. She was accused of murdering her lover. He was a cop too. I mean, yes, it's her, but also like the color, the outfit. She's a police idol, and she was a cop. It's the same character. What are you doing in here? Didn't I get you acquit? Oh, sure, very funny. After that fifth-rate defense job, you come in here and start making jokes. Better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Oh, I see. So that's where we stand right now. Sorry you've been caught up in another murder. Oh, life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Vaguely remember her saying that exact same thing last time. But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? At least now the real Mr. Wright is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir. She bounces back quick. I guess when you're used to things being awful for you, you bounce back. Right, first of all, a badge, is it real? Of course it's real. That's what they all say. But I've been duped before. Give it to me for a sec. She bit into it. And I left a few teeth marks too. You can see that. Just wish I could remember if that means it's real or fake. I said it was real. Well, yeah, I'm sure that doesn't. And they kept her in this outfit for that whole month? That's a choice. That is a decision that they made. Yeah. So how come you're dressed like that, Maggie? Last year you looked so sharp in that police uniform. I was fired after that incident last year. Yeah, they would do that. No, they wouldn't. Full maid waitress attire. That's a special kind of prison. Yeah, it's a prison / maid cafe. They make tons of profit because they're criminals and they don't pay them anything. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay, I don't mind one bit. Enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. So, what do you do now? In the second act of The Life of Maggie Bird, I'm playing the role of a waitress. Ooh, this is... Ooh, yeah, it's nobody wants that. I mean, Chair does, but besides that... Excuse me. Yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but it's quite fashionable. Charming smile and shapely figure come through for me. And the owner, Mr. Armstrong. Alex Louise Armstrong? The Mr. Armstrong? Yeah. Hired me straight away, sir. And you got into this mess straight away. I need to rewatch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's been a few years. I just need to sit down and rewatch it. It's, Or it's because they're all convicted murderers. Oh yeah, it's totally not unethical now. Of course not. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is so good. I've never seen the original, and I've never read the manga, so like, all my knowledge is Brotherhood. Holy crap, it's good. Didn't you get into this mess straight away, right? Yeah, you could put it that way. Did they ever say Taru? I've only watched it with the dub, because the dub is very strong. They must. They must. It's got enough episodes. It's one of those things, it's like a shonen show, but it does have a definitive ending. So, like, it's in the, like, a 40 to 60 episode range. I don't remember where in that bubble it falls, but it does have a distinct, it ends. So, at some point in that, somebody must reference a barrel, but I've only watched it dubbed, so I couldn't tell you for sure. They must, though. They must. This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month. And it happened at Tribulations. Of course, Tribulations. Trabine? Yes, it's a restaurant where good service and friendly smile are always included. Oh. Is he wearing a scouter? Do I still have my scouter? Hold on. Flash of faith. Check the power level of the guy you're talking with. Yeah, clearly. And the answer to the question is yes. I still have my scouter. Why wouldn't I? Come on. Why wouldn't I have my scouter? Knew exactly where it was. Alright. Wait, hold on. For posterity, I need... Perfect. We are Phoenix right now. Alright. Oh, that doesn't fit well. Not with glasses. That was not designed with glasses in mind. There we go. Now back to actual Phoenix Wright. Sorry, utterly distracted by this scouter at this French maid cafe. There were two men at the table, both drinking coffee. And then... this evidence is over 9,000! One of the men slipped something poison into the victim's cup. The victim took just one sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie. I want to make sure it's still charging. Cool. Alright. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all. I'd never even seen the guy before. Yeah, if he was just a customer at a restaurant, unless he was a regular, like, why would she? Oh. She wouldn't have had a motive to kill him then, I guess. Yeah. I mean, the other man, the killer, you saw him, right? He definitely looks like evil Phoenix Wright. I mean, he's got the look. So, in something where she already guaranteed basically didn't have a motive, the other Phoenix was so bad, she still got it. Well, it's the judge. So, you know. Of course, a good waitress must be attentive to the clientele. So, you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway? How come? You tell me, Mr. Wright! Guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. So, if you saw the murderer, why were you still convicted? Because no one else saw. Saw what? The other man, the one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone. The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time. Oh, so that's not a scouter, that's a projector. No, that would mean he killed himself. I don't know. It's a scouter until proven otherwise. But how's that possible? I don't know, but nobody, not one person would believe me, sir. Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for a fair trial, failed me. What a pathetic defense! My granny could have done a better job. Look, that wasn't me, okay? And then, they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket. What? A small bottle of poison. Yeah, that's incriminating. What poison? It was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. The killer must have slipped the poison into my pocket when I was unconscious. No one else saw this other guy? No, sir, that's what everyone said, but I don't see how they could have missed him. Who was the one who took the coffee to the two men? Oh, and what was your impression of them? I was going to say, wouldn't somebody on the line... No, if she made the coffee, it wouldn't matter. But if she's just a waitress and didn't make the coffee... Maybe they could have gone back and been like, oh, there were 2 coffees delivered to that table, but I guess the same guy could have just ordered 2 coffees. Nothing stopping that. The Jello? Yeah. Yeah, it does. No, it's the, he had a poofier hat, but he hit a tree on the way in and it all deflated. Well, when I first saw them, I kind of thought they might be in this music industry. The music? How come? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece, and an emo musician's look about him. There was a sample CD on the table, sir. Earpiece and a sample CD. Huh. Did you get a look at the CD at all? It had a band's name written on it. I think it was MC something. They must have been preparing for the debut, I guess. So it was a band CD, maybe a promo disc. Maybe it was MC Screwdriver. It's serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that? What's the name of that group again? MC Hacksaw? No, MC Hammer? What about the killer? What did he look like? Well, I don't really remember. Only that he was a young man, well built like the victim. Really? Wow, that's not helpful. Not ideal. Oh yeah, I need to ask you about this. Hey, this article's about my case. Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me? Yes, sir. It was the morning after I'd been arrested. I met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits. Me? Yes, you, Mr. Wright. Hey, Maggie. It's my evil double... I am there too? No, I don't remember phoning you, Maya. Oh, would have been so cool. You got really worked up and passionate. I'm gonna get you cleared of this crime. You said. Okay, I get the picture, but you've met me in person before. So how come you didn't realize that guy wasn't the real me? I guess, looking back now, it was a little strange. Only a little? Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you looked a bit shady, and your voice was a bit weird. Oh, and you had this accent, so the guy was nothing like me then. But he had your spiky hair and blue suit, and that's all it takes to be you. That is all you are. That's all it takes for someone to imitate me? How would everyone else at the courtroom, like the judge and the observer? Oh, the judge has never taken a good look at Phoenix in his life. Didn't they realize he was an imposter? Everyone had these big question marks on their faces, but it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir. This case just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Mr. Wright, do you think it's possible to get a retrial? Probably. The court ruled in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. So we should be able to get a retrial. Mr. Wright, do you think we'll win next time, sir? My life has been a full-course meal of bad luck, complete with defeat for dessert. Ugh. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment. She's framing this as bad luck. I frame this as a miracle she survived. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, yet you became a policewoman, experienced almost every kind of disaster. Even landed at a phony lawyer when I had the misfortune of being accused of murder. Again. But I will survive, because Maggie Bird always lives to fight another day. Damn. Resilient. She has both the worst luck, but also the highest resilience stat. Like, at this rate, I don't think anything can kill her. She may be immortal. You know, one day I'll find it. Just you wait and see, sir. Find that one single moment of good luck. I mean, not dying to half of this stuff is pretty lucky. Senior Hop is really going to pay for this. What are you staring at me like that for? But Maya's right. Whoever it is that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder had better watch out. We'll find him. Don't you worry. We'll get Zinni Hop for you. Thank you. Oh, I'll tell you where Tribulations is then. Right. The restaurant where the murder took place. Yes, sir. When you go, please tell Mr. Armstrong I said hi. Sure. Alright. Nick, let's go check out this restaurant. It's food. Alright. Let's go see Mr. Armstrong. That is aggressively pastel. That makes Grimm's color choice in fighting games look drab. Or my color choice in hunting games, as it were. I tend to go vibrant colors. Grimm tends to go pastel. Wow, look at this place. Look, more like smell. What is with the suffocating scent of flowers in here? Then again, girls like that kind of thing, right? Actually, I'm not all that into it. No one's coming to seat us. Maybe there's no one here. Don't be silly, Maya. This is a restaurant. It's open for business. Hello? Anyone here? Don't believe it. There really isn't anyone here. Perfect. Let's get intrusive. There's no one here. We can take anything we want. That's not intrusive. That's stealing. Yeah, suppose we can. Phoenix doesn't even try to stop her anymore. Like, yeah, we could. Wait, didn't this trial happen a month ago? Okay. Fine. This table set nicely. Just needs a customer. Whole month, yeah, and the coffee stain. What do you think this is? Yeah, I think this flower is, Nick. Let's see. Well, it doesn't look like a tulip. It's not a sunflower, I don't think. Duh! Even I could have told you that. Well, those are the only kinds of flowers I know. Dang nabbit, I'm a lawyer, not a botanist. He's right, I guess. Wow, it's a beautiful winter wonderland out there. Really cool, I love snow. Let me see. Huh? It's not white. It's not even snowing. Gotcha. I was only kidding, Maya. Nick, there are lies that are okay to tell, and lies that definitely aren't. All I did was tell an itty-bitty white lie about non-existent white snow. Okay, Nick. This restaurant has partitions that separate the tables. When you're seated at a table, you can only see the tables to your right or left. That could be what... Oh, so... That definitely narrows down the number of people who could have seen somebody sitting in this chair. A bit. This must be the table where the murder occurred. Guess so, with all this police tape all around it. And that stain must be from the poisoned coffee. Don't go licking the tablecloth, okay, Maya? Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat, you know. Why can I picture you doing just that? Well, maybe not coffee, but if it was like sweets, probably. It's a rack full of fashion magazines, and they're all in French. Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic sometimes, huh, Maya? Yeah, I guess I could. I'm always in my acolyte clothes, aren't I? It'd be fun to wear normal clothes every now and then. Something stuffed in behind the rack. Looks like a sports paper to me. Hey, look at this. Someone scribbled a little doodle on one of the pages. MC Bomber and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. $100,000, maybe? Wonder what MC Bomber is supposed to be. This paper, it's from December 3rd. Paper's from the day of the poisoning. What? Sports paper added to the court record. Paper from the day of the murder. This has got to be a clue. I should see if I can find out some more about this paper. Rack full of fashion magazines in French. Sports paper beyond the magazine rack. Okay. No clues there? Really? It's the restaurant's front entrance. There's a sign hanging on the door written in French. Probably says open or closed. Must be one or the other, but I don't know which, since I don't know Jack about French. Jack's about French, of course. Look at all the little trinkets tucked away in here. I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all of these personally. Let's see. Bouquet of flowers, some potpourri, and look, fine bone china cups. Never knew you were so cultured. Come on, Maya. This is common knowledge. Any Joe Schmo knows this much. Big scene for the Minako fighting game. Oh, okay. Unexpected, but cool. Look, it's one of those magical boxes that spits out money. That is not... What? You know, you're the only person who would ever describe a cash register in that way. I think we've checked everything here. This means we'll have to come back here later. Alright, well. Hey, bye. Though they're multiplying now. Okay. She clearly has, but clearly also hasn't thought deeply about how they work. It's been ages since we came down to the precinct, huh, Nick? Looks like Gumshoe isn't around. He's got it so easy, leaving everyone else to do the work. No, he's out there somewhere. My bet is on the courthouse. I'm trying to arrange this retrial of the case. Guess that means we should go to the detention center and chat with our killer, huh? I did that. After being convicted without a fair trial, I'm not sure the killer is the right label. Hey, that's the police mascot, isn't it? It's so cute. It's the blue badger. It's my idea. I made it, and now it's the national symbol of the police force. So what's with the pink one? It's new, right? She's not an it, Nick. She's a she, right, Chief? Yup, meet the pink badger. So one's called Blue and the other's called Pink, but they're both called Badger. You got it. They're married. Mr. and Mrs. Badger seem to be cuffed together, Chief. You got it. That's marriage for you. Wow. Mascot that's deeper than the deepest of deep oceans. Yeah, sure. Super deep. Bye. Oh, we could ask her about the... Yeah, sports paper. Oh, sports paper! Let's see. Did Gustin Braun manage to defend his heavyweight title? Sorry, Maggie. That paper is actually a month old. It's from the day of the murder. Gustin got knocked out yesterday, I'm afraid. No. Found this paper in the magazine rack at Tribulations. Really? That's strange. Tribulations doesn't get newspapers. Mr. Armstrong says he's not really fond of them. Then maybe one of the customers left it behind? Anyway, what I want you to take a look at is this scribble here. Aha! That's it, sir! MC Bomber! That was the name that was written on the CD. Just as I thought. Guess it wasn't MC Screwdriver after all, huh? So that $100,000 must be a down payment for a record deal, right? If someone gave me $100,000, I'd sing for sure! Yeah, I mean, me too, but I don't think anybody's paying me $100,000 to sing. The Master of Korean, or the Spirit Song, or even Maya's theme. Okay, Maya. So the sample CD was on the victim's table. That means this newspaper may have belonged to the victim. You're right. So the victim left this behind on the day of the murder, huh? I think we better step up the investigation, don't you, Nick? I mean, as opposed to what? There we go. Ooh la la, bonjour, welcome to La Trespian. Oh, hello. What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. That's bienvenue, welcome to my petite restaurante. I'm going to intentionally butcher the French, assuming that that's probably what they're doing. I mean, not intentionally. I don't have to try to butcher French, I just have to speak. Huh? Bienvenue. Oh no, my petite tulip. Huh? Me? Look at his face, like a kitten rejected by its own mother. You're fatigued, no? It's the eyes that really just set it apart. Loris, you need this. Aromatic bath oil and melange of La Neroli and La Rose. My personal recommendation. French is a language of nonsense pronunciation, yes. French is a language that you hear and imitate. You don't read. Yeah. I think I need what? Oui, just add a couple of drops of this mixture to la bathwater and voila. It will soothe your body and your mind. It's simply fantastique. Really? And for monsieur. Me? Look at that face, like a puppy rejected by life itself. You're fatigued, you know? For you, monsieur, I recommend this. The exact same thing. Oil of bergamot and maybe a hint of wee-wee. I don't want a hint of wee-wee. We had enough of that in Cursed Halo, and it was effective, but not on me. I'll add La Peppermint and La Clary Sage for a fragrance exceptional. Such an invigorating recipe will bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur. But my beauty? Alois, if you will be seated, I will bring you La Special Menu of the day. Actually, we're not here to eat, we're lawyers. Well, we're a lawyer and their assistant. Mais bien, sir. So, what is even that accent? I know this already, monsieur. You are La Phoenix Wright, no? Yes? You know me? Mais, oui, I will never forget a man who flirts with me, especially in court. Guess he was cross-examined by our mysterious Zin Ihop. Looks like everyone to do with this case already knows who I am. wonder what sort of impression Zinnia Hop's been leaving on people, don't you? Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am John Armstrong Enchante. That's the frame they freeze on. That's the idle frame. That's it. Okay, so first of all, turn his badge. Please, monsieur, there's no need to show me that. You're Mon, Phoenix Wright, the worst defense attorney in town. I think I can imagine how he formed this completely wrong impression of me. The last time we met, did I show you this badge? Oui, you flashed it to everyone in La Restaurant. Damn it, he did a really good impression of me. Looks like Zinnia Hop is a bigger fan of flashing stuff than you are, Nick. Well... So, what does très bien mean? I know très, that means 3, right? No. Très bien is Francis. In English, you would say very good. Oh, very good. Oui, exactement. La atmosphere is très bien, and la cuisine is très bien. Food's so good, why aren't there any customers in here? The cuisine is not for all. Some people, they do not appreciate la haute cuisine. Everyone liked hot cuisine. Since I have lost Maggie, I do not have enough hands. So you're running this place on your own now? Oui, for a moment. Wait, so Maggie was your only help? No one has answered my advertisement. Oh, poor boy. Please don't eyeball me while you say that. I am la chef. I am la manager. I'm also a trained aromatherapist. I mean, what? A practitioner d'aromatherapy. La art of soothing la soul with the delicate floral aromas. Yes. Delicate? The smell coming from that bottle earlier was anything but. So could you tell me what you know about the incident? Yeah, makes me sad to remember it, yet I remember it so well. More than a month has passed since it happened. Yeah, guess it's been about a month since Maggie's sentencing. So it was the 3rd of last month, just after 1 in the afternoon. The man who was here for a coffee suddenly became ill. Because of the poison in his coffee. That is the truth as I know it. It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in the kitchen. I heard the sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what it was, he was already slumped in his chair. He's dead? 1, 2, oui, he was dead. Maggie had passed out also. This man who died, was he alone? Oui, monsieur. All alone? I know that Maggie said there was someone else, but... Let's see. Oh, please, they asked me many times. Are you sure there was no one else at the tables, I asked. But I am not the only one. La old man said the same thing. Old man? What old man? So who's this old man that you mentioned? At the time of the murder, there was another customer in there. Let's see, I only took Spanish, not French. But, like... Don't both languages have, like, gendered nouns? But he's only using la for everything. Couldn't there be some that are masculine? I don't know French, but at least in Spanish, some are masculine, some are feminine, but he's only used the feminine for things. That's not how... That's true, I don't know how it works. Maybe I'm thinking of a language that is similar, but that could be just confusing me more, to be fair. What? Someone else saw it? My sweet. As usual, he came alone that day. At the time of the murder, he was here. He saw it too. But he said the same things, that there was no one else at the victim's table. Maggie swears there were 2 people. Yes, mademoiselle, la lawyer, he could not prove it's known. Not the lawyer. That was me, I suppose. Must bien, sir. First person who said it wasn't me. Look at yourself, Nick. Now who's the one making stuff up? not a lawyer myself. I don't wish to speak out of turn. Okay, let's, your defense in court that day was a little, how do you say it, lacking, perhaps? Even a Frenchman who cannot speak any English could have done a better job. You were very cool, though. Oh, oui. So handsome. Wow, I wonder just how bad the defense could have been. Every time you opened your mouth, the old courthouse stirred. Oh man, that is something I don't want to imagine. I found the sports paper in the magazine rack here. One of my customers must have left it behind. Do you have any idea which customer it was? The only ideas I have, mademoiselle, I save for my kitchen. Not helpful. And we didn't really gain too much from this so far. How about Mr. Gumshoe? No. Everybody presented everything to her, right? Yeah. I think I was more right than I thought the first time. There's got to be some way that the guy there was like... He had a stealth suit on that could only be seen by people with a special type of lens or something. She's got glasses, the guy had a scouter, nobody else saw him. That's the one thing I've got to go on right so far. Or they're all crazy, but what else is new? They could all just be insane. I don't have anything else to present to him. Yeah, I already saw that. You did a bad job. And you don't, like, you don't have any idea who left it behind. Then we must have missed something. I'd rather not check the whole police station. Oh, hold on, because we've done it before. It's different. A rack full of fashion make. No, why is it? Okay. I wear something more cheap. Oh, the sports paper. I did try to find out. Why was that uncheckmarked? Alright, we definitely checked everything here. You got nothing better for us? You know. You've seen these already. Newspapers. Yep. Better step up, yeah. Played it again. Alright, well, it's when we don't have a lot of items, it's very easy to rub everything on everyone. It's all been rubbed. I can't imagine anything here being actively like what we're missing. Master Mass turned up at the bank. What's he doing? Hands up, you scallywags. You're under arrest. Hey, that's our job. Looks like Rondelight's opted for a new career. Quit serving the net, Chief. Sorry, I was just, things feel pretty tense in here. And so, shocking everyone, I'm sure. I'm apparently stuck already. I've rubbed everything. Well, I haven't rubbed everything on everyone, to be fair. Something about the name MC Bomber. Yeah, it's unusual. I only have 3 objects and 2 people to rub them on. Well, I guess 3 people to rub them on. The off chance. Nope. So no info on the guy. Just, he came alone, he's a regular, and also didn't see anyone. And then talk about lawyer. What could I have possibly missed? I even rubbed the same things on the characters that wouldn't even normally. He's got room for another line of dialogue. It could be him, but. Hello there. I technically didn't examine here, but I can't imagine anything here progresses the story. We only have 3 things to rub. I've rubbed everything on everyone. It's not difficult when you only have 3 things. You're right, but I have. Rubbed from the top. She bites the badge. No. The other guy wasn't very good. He doesn't have a double. And this is probably left by the victim. Or on the victim's table. We got all those. Go through these another time just in case there's a hidden dialogue option or something now. Doesn't know the victim, yep. He was a musician, an emo musician looking guy. Someone else saw him. The other guy. That's it. We've robed attorney badge. Museum. That's all 3 items. We can't. Oh. Yeah, so we've rubbed everything on everyone twice, asked everyone every question twice. Then we have to be missing an item to rub. It's the only thing that could be missing. It's all his fault. He's holding us back. Oh, hold on. One of the detectives. One looks up to himself. Don't die running a red light. Die the old-fashioned way of old age. We have a winner. Inject a bit of humor. That's the key. Must be coming up with a slogan for a safety campaign, I guess. Alright, nothing here. Stuff harder on her. We have so few options right now. I did the things. I don't understand. I haven't rubbed every person on everyone. That could be it. No, see him at the owner, Mr. Armstrong. He's, how can I put this? Pretty unique, huh? He has a really intense aura as a chef and as a person. Yeah, he has a pretty intense aroma, too. So did Mr. Armstrong really not see the killer? Apparently not. Well, he's in the kitchen all the time, so I guess it's possible that he didn't. Yourself? No matter what happens, I never let things get me down. You're so positive, aren't you, Maggie? Macho Maggie bird, they say. The early bird catches the worm, a bird in the hand. Wow, all those phrases are named after you? I'm currently we're doing a one-shot campaign in D&D, while, like, to give the main DM a little bit of a break between overarching giant arcs. And also I'm playing a character named Raven, and I've convinced 2 of my party members that all of the birds are named after me and not the other way around. That ravens were named after my character. Convincing one of them wasn't very difficult. They're definitely the type that would believe that. Never turn my back on anything. You're so strong, aren't you, Maggie? Macho Maggie bird, they say. I'm a tough old bird. Tough old bird. Nick, do you get it? Yeah, I get it. Oh, Detective Gumshoe! He really looked out for me when I was on the force. Have you seen him recently? No, he's never been to the restaurant. Guess he's not a fan of French cuisine, huh? He's an instant noodle type of guy, after all. Yeah, he prefers the simple things in life, because he doesn't have a choice, because he only makes, like, nothing. Or he's just simply too poor to afford anything else, yeah. Nope, don't know them. Don't know them. Thanks for your help last year. Oh, it was nothing. I'm glad we got you off the hook. I hope you can help me out this year, too. Yeah, me too. Be sweet if we could get that verdict overturned. Okay, I've absolutely rubbed everything on her possible. Let's rub more people on him. That was not what I meant to present. Okay, yourself. It's hard to imagine, I know, but I was an apprentice for 5 years in La Gay Paris. Wow, in Paris? There's something the chef there said to me that made me decide to open my own restaurant. What was it? That awful man said to me, you must train for another 10 years. Oh, it was such a shock, so unexpected, but you would be a fool to do this, known? Maggie was a policewoman once. N'est-ce pas? Yes, but she had to quit for, reasons beyond her control. Oui, she was a suspect in the murder investigation, no? Oh, you know about that? That is why I gave to her la perfume for la happiness. Happiness perfume? Oui, blended from bergamot like I have given you before. But she's been arrested again, and found guilty this time. As this is true, their natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong. Just admit it, your perfume doesn't work. Not surprised she was the prime suspect. After all, something like that took place before my very eyes. Ah, something like what? What's that talking about? Does this mean Maggie did have a motive? I'd ask this guy for more info. Stat! How about Gumshoe? Nope. How about Godot? No. How about Mia Fey? Wait, hold on. I went to go fast forward because I was like, yeah, no, that's just a joke thing. He knows. That's my sister! Ah, oui, another delight. You have a certain je ne sais quoi that I do not sense from your sister. I do? So throw your head high. Thrust out your feminine features. Do not lose heart, ma filly. You are a woman extraordinaire. You look like I need cheering up or something. What was the first 2 lines of it? Oh, what beauty. Okay. Gotcha. He doesn't recognize her, just went, she's cute. La la, you have such a pretty smile, my petite chouloup. Who, me? Oui, la smile is the most important thing for us girls, n'est-ce pas? Sure. You want a job here? It is yours, precious. Alright, now for the actual... So yeah, I rubbed every item, but I always forget to rub people. Just take 2 people and be like, rub. When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen? Oh, oui, suppose you could say so. So what happened? No, it was nothing. Look, Maggie says she didn't even know the guy. But she's still been indicted for murder. I gotta just rub. Yep. Prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive. Oui, it is true. If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be relevant. So please, tell us anything you know. Ah, crap. 3 locks. We don't even have 3 items that aren't an attorney's badge. Snake locks. Oh wait, what are you gonna do, Nick? Just have to remove. What the? What's wrong? The manga. Yeah, no, it's not there anymore. It's gone. Huh? I had it in my pocket, but it's vanished into thin air. What? It was only a precious relic of her family. I could see the Cyclops. Maybe that means the Magatama's nearby? Mr. Armstrong, can I just confirm something with you again? The table where the victim was sitting. Was anyone else sitting there? That is a question you will have to ask him yourself. Huh? Him? The old man spends all of his time down the park? The park? Oh, a park! What park is that? Behind the restaurant. It's called Vitamin Square. Thank you. Je vous impere, my dear, yes. Go check out this Vitamin Square right now, Nick. But also we're still missing a thing. Whatever. The Vitamin Square. No, that's clearly a fruit square. So this is Vitamin Square. Yeah, I see where they get the name from now. The fruits scream vitamins at you. Hey, Nick. That's the guy, right? Isn't that the old man Mr. Armstrong was talking about? That grouchy-looking grandpa? He's throwing seeds out for the pigeons. He's not throwing seeds for them. He's throwing seeds at them. Oh. My grumpiness threat level has just been raised to red. Well... Hey look! Pigeons! Yeah, and heaps of them too. Did you know that pigeons are a symbol of peace? A dove, not a pigeon. Pigeons are doves. Pigeons are rock doves. Pigeon is a slang term. Rock dove is the technical term. Natural cycle languages, yes, Or things. So they can't be the symbols of peace and harmony just because they're gray, is that it? You're overthinking this one, but just a smidge, Maya. No, she's right.
Ah! What the fuck?
Also, Eric, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. I'm sure it's totally delicious to someone. You still love sandboxes like you wouldn't believe. Really? You? Sure, finding iron filings in the sand with a magnet was my favorite thing to do. Iron filings? Wow, that's too exciting for words. It was my ambition to collect every single shred of iron in the sandbox. I was such a kid back then. So, did you manage to get all the iron? No, never did. I think I came close though. Come to think of it, I still have all the iron filings that I found way back when. You want them? No. Do you want them? This place is so fruity. Not a bad thing. Besides, I love apples. They're among my favorites. And that apple cider is perfect for you. What's so perfect about it? Oh, come on. Don't be a stick in the mud. Slide down it a few times. Go on. Woo. No way. I'd get covered in sand if I slid down that slide. Anyone can see that. Yeah, you're right. Otherwise, I'd give it a try too. Oh, there's a magazine here. It's a magazine full of job listings called Job Listings. Disgusting rogue picking up something someone else threw away. Threw away? Did you throw this away? Are you looking for a job? That's none of your business! Sorry, I guess I'll just take the magazine with me then. I don't want anyone else having it. Give it back! Too bad. Now that you want it so bad, I don't want to give it up. Picked up from a bench in Vitamin Square, thrown away by the old man. Hey, that's mine! Well, I guess now we get to talk to him. Excuse me, sir. Can I just ask you about this? No. Alright. We'll try talking to him. Excuse me. Do you mind if I had a word with you? Yes! Just want to ask you a couple of questions. What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy? You don't like my seeds, pigeons? What are you chucking all the seeds at them? That'll hurt. Come on, eat this! Okay. I mean, if every time somebody threw us something at us or hit us with something, we murdered them, it would be a very different game, and we'd have a lot of dead bodies in our way. Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you a question about Maggie Bird? I don't know any Maggie Bird. Yes, you do. Maggie, the waitress at Tribulations. God, it's a disgrace, I tell you. An utter disgrace. Disgrace? An innocent young girl revealing herself like that. Revealing? You mean her uniform? The youth of today, they don't have any shame. No shame, I tell you. Not 1 ounce. Whatever happened to the old Bushido values of Japan, like honor and modesty? What about me? I'm not wearing anything revealing. Ew. Your problem is you lack any sense of grace. Talk about hitting a girl where it hurts. Wow. Dick. Do you go to Tribulations a lot? That miserable excuse for a restaurant? That garbage they serve when there's not food. Where's the sushi, the tempura, the rice? Tribulations is a French restaurant, sir. Where do you think we are, boy? In Paris? I want real food, not those snooty snacks. Yet you keep going in there. Not those shameless girls. I mean, the waitresses. You can see all the way up to there. There. Yes, the waitresses. They're practically naked. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Well, isn't it? Listen, it's not my restaurant. It's a miserable excuse for a restaurant. The place miserable. Certainly knows the place. He must be a regular. If he hates it so much, why does he keep going? Grump's got a grump. If you've made your entire personality just being grumpy, then it behooves you to do things that make you grumpy. Are you a regular at the restaurant, sir? Just, if you dislike it so much, why do you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons. You want food? Ha! Take that! He must be hiding something, right? He is. I should be able to see a cyclock or two. Oh, wait. I don't exactly have the Magatama right now, huh? Remember, Nick? That Magatama's only on loan. Better find it or else. If Pearls ever gets wind of this, I'm going to be in a world of pain. Okay, so... it's somewhere around here, but how would it have gotten out of our pocket somewhere around here? Guess it could have fallen out, but like... no... must be just nearby. I would think nearby means here, but... and it's gotta be if the park behind the restaurant doesn't count. And it's gotta mean it's in here. We've checked everything. Come on, criminal affairs? Nope. Alright, let's go rub some people on an old man. I didn't want to for their sake, but... let's go do it. Excuse me, nope. No. Excuse me, no. 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 Cool. Looking at this orange reminds me. Of what? That you're supposed to eat a lot of them to ward off colds in the winter. You can't have fun during the holidays if you're sick in bed, you know? You don't have to tell me twice. We don't even have the old man. Well, we don't really know a name or anything. I don't know whether he doesn't know that he's killing the birds, or is actively trying to kill the birds, and is, you know, trying to make it seem like he's not. did forget we got that magazine. Maggie? Are you looking for some part-time work, Maya? Why don't you take a job at the restaurant? I bet Mr. Armstrong would hire you. Really? Me? It's pretty cool being a waitress, you know? And in the kitchen, you get to see all the chef's greatest secrets. What secrets? You can make it obvious. You can't make it obvious, but just spying him for a bit, you'll see. It's interesting. Wow, I can't wait to get my apron on now. Not helpful, but it's okay. So, yes. Are you looking for a job? What? No, I was just... Let me see, your style is few different, but you have a good face. Different? Felicia tone, you've passed. I will hire you. Then come with me. I'll teach you everything I know. Nick! Don't know whether to laugh or feel bad for Maya. Maybe we should do both. Alright, well, they're out of the way. Fast magazines. Just give me the item. Neat freak. No, he can't be a neat freak if you left the crime scene. Looks pretty cold out there in the streets. Peaceful though. It's nice that people can take it easy after the holiday rush. Well, guess we just leave her behind, right? Bye! Oh, we did. Looks like they have Maggie in questioning. Guess the master prints everything. Which means maybe... Oh, thank you. Police station. Oh, pal, have you found the evidence yet? The one that's gonna find her innocent? No, not yet. We only just started our investigation. Whatever you need to know, I'll give you the dirt on it. Putting off all my other cases for it now, pal. Gumshoe's really fired up about this. Oh yeah, one more thing. The retrial's been approved. Court setting at 10 a.m. tomorrow, of course. And Godot is going to be the prosecutor. Ah, him. Now listen up, pal. Maggie's found guilty again. Yes? I'll make sure you get locked up good for it. Got it? Yeah. Okay. So the guilty party was Maggie Bird, huh? Yeah. Back when she was on the police force. You were her mentor when she was a rookie, right? Yeah, kept a close eye on her. I mean, not too close, you know. And what's with the funny looks, pal? Just her... I wasn't anything like... Look, sure, I was her boss when she was doing her training. But that was it. Nothing happened. I'm sure is sweating up a storm over nothing. Ah, so that's it. Our big old Gumshoe has a little old crush on Maggie. But I don't like her or anything. I was... Note to self, gossip with Maya about this later. Look, pal, don't tell anyone, okay? You gotta keep it secret, got it? Sure. Would you mind not guessing what I'm thinking all the time? Tell your face, pal, not me. You have to be blind not to see what's on your mind. Glad they call attention to it. I was wondering, could you fill me in on the victim? Sure, it's a scouter. It's... Yeah. They could have colored it a different color, but they were like, no. It is a scouter. Glenn Elg. He was a computer programmer. See, a programmer. Just a regular Joe working for a small-time computer firm. Maggie never had any contact with the guy before that day. All she did was take him his coffee on the day of the murder, pal. Yeah, Maggie also claimed to have never seen the guy before. Did the victim go to the restaurant often? Not according to the chef. But it was the first time he'd ever seen the guy. Programmer, and a first-time customer at that. What possible reason could Maggie have had to kill a guy like that? But I thought, but a motive was still somehow established in her trial. Okay, what was the motive that was established so we can know? You're kidding. What was her supposed motive? Sorry, pal. Really busy. Wasn't he just like, anything you need? I've just stopped all my other stuff. It's all for you right now. It's like, I don't know. I'm too busy. There we go. Look into yourself, okay? What could this motive have been? It's not really a proper investigation. I'm kind of working on it by myself. Oh, that's right. Judge already rolled on this case, and all the evidence is in already. The only problem is with Maggie's testimony. Yeah, doesn't sound very good for us, huh? Look, pal, got a mountain of papers on this case to look over before tomorrow. So I'm just gonna say this: Maggie Bird's no liar. She's a bit out there and a bit off base sometimes, but she was a good cop. Not exactly complimentary, you know? So what do you think really happened? Just how contradictory is her testimony? The biggest problem with Maggie's testimony is the number of people at the table. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Maggie still insists there was another guy sitting with the victim. Right, but get this. Everyone else in the place says the guy was alone, even the chef. Ah. Then there's that CD. CD. Oh yeah, she did mention something about a CD. But our guys turned that place upside down. There was no CD. What? On the table, not anywhere in the whole restaurant, pal. But didn't Maggie say the victim was wearing an earpiece too? Yeah, but that was for the portable radio in the front pocket of his hoodie. Ah, yes. I often listen to a radio by covering one of my eyes with a green filter. Radio? He didn't have a CD player? You got it. Your phony never explained that contradiction at all. Come to think of it, the owner of Tribulations didn't mention that CD either. I don't know why, but I get the feeling Mr. Armstrong's got something to hide. Well, because probably the Cyclops, but, you know, whatever. Wasn't up to trial myself, but I asked this one detective I know how your defense was. And what did he say? He started off by saying, I'm at a complete loss for words, but he must have found some quick because he went on about how bad you were for an hour. But he said you sucked so much it seemed like you were trying to get Maggie found guilty. Excuse me. I think I was trying to get Maggie found guilty. What's that? A sports paper? Yeah, found it in the magazine rack at Tribune. Dated the same day as the murder. You may be onto something here. Take a look at this. See this writing here? MC Bomber. Hey, what is it? Heard that name somewhere before. Yeah, MC Bomber. Wow, I actually seem to be thinking for once. It's no good. Can't remember. And he goes back to being the gumshoe we all know and love. Hey, pal, I'll borrow this paper for a bit, okay? I want to get a handwriting analysis done on this scribble. Handwriting, huh? It'd be good to know more about that. In any case... Thanks, pal. Bet this will turn out to be an interesting clue. Sports paper given to Detective Gumshoe. Alright, now we have even less things to rub on people. Nothing there. Look at this. Yeah. The chef of Tribune, huh? You know what that chef said to me? Ooh la la, your body is full of toxins. Then he gave me this bottle. What's in it? I don't know. The label says juniper. What are orders to put a few drops of it in my bath every day? Orders? Hey, you know, there's something about that lady. I mean, guy. Huh? Can't stop thinking about him. I like that, pal. Give me a break. He's not my type. I mean, I can't stop thinking that he's involved in this case somehow. Sounds like he knows a little something more about our charming chef. Ever going to see Maggie? Of course I have. But I wasn't much good at consoling her. I'm not very good with words. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess I must have looked a bit down. Maggie was really supportive of me. We had to have someone to talk to. Did he go for her or for himself? Such a loser. I had high hopes for Maggie. I was going to make her the best detective there ever was. And all of a sudden she was charged with murder and arrested. Never saw it coming. Never imagined they'd find her guilty. I hate myself for not being able to do anything. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. We still have a chance to make this right. You know what? Not such a bad guy after all, pal. Yeah, only our evil clone is. The guy who's going to be in the prosecutor. That's the guy who's going to be the prosecutor of Maggie's retrial tomorrow. Oh, really? He's working on a bunch of more important cases at the moment. Why'd he cancel them all just so we could take you on, pal? Why's that guy so determined to see me fail? Sure attract a lot of attention, huh? Too bad it's all the wrong kind. Cross-examined me once, you know. What? Mia did? Yeah. That was us, the big guns locking horns. Witness versus a lawyer. It's a battle of cunning tactics and tricks. But the witness isn't supposed to play any tricks. Can't believe she's gone. Hey, so how come she's not with you today? She's working down at the restaurant right now. Working, huh? Yeah, it's tough being broke. I would know. Okay. Next time I see her, I'll show her how to make the world's best instant noodles. You love learners have to stick together. It's the only way. Why is he shaking my hand with such enthusiasm? What exactly is it that caught your attention about the chef at Tribulations? It's, kind of hard to say. That's probably not even connected with the case anyway. Hey, come on, detective. Didn't you say you'd give me the dirt on anything? Well, this sort of stuff is kind of unimportant, gossipy stuff, you know, pal. Look, how about this? You go to Tribulations and investigate the place yourself. If you find out anything suspicious about the guy, you report back to me, okay? I suppose I have the choice on this, huh? We'll find out more about the chef and Tribulations, and then report back to Gumshoe. Alright. The scent of flowers sure is strong. It's almost making me dizzy. Hello? Who was that just now? A customer? She had sort of a dark aura about her. Welcome, Bienvenue. Wow, what a cute voice. Oh, it's just you, Nick. Maya. Well, how do I look? Maybe you should quit being a spirit medium. Maybe, but it's kind of boring being a waitress. I mean, you're my first ever customer. Who was that woman I just saw? Oh, since you're here, you might as well have something to eat. I'm kind of hungry, actually. How do you like your new job, Maya? I never knew there was so much for a waitress to do. Take people's orders, bring them their food, make coffee, work the cash register. Of course, we need a customer before I can do any of that. Yeah, it's a nice looking restaurant. It's a shame more people don't come. Don't forget about the ultra cute waitress. Check out my give me a tip smile. Hey, Nick, why don't you order something? The chef's preparing a tasty lunch set at the moment, or so he says. How much is it? It's a twin tea set, so it's $20, of course. Twin tea set. I believe I'll be taking a pass on that. Kind of expensive. What? But you can't. Come on, Nick. Not every day you get to be a waitress. I want to try carrying plates and working the cash register. How about cleaning the toilets? That should keep you busy. Yeah, right. Maybe later. About the lunch? Oh, fine choice, sir. No, kitchen, a lunch special, please. With all the extras, drink, side salad, dessert, and gift. Don't need any of that. Just a moment, please, sir. Well, mine's really getting into this. So how much is the set lunch then? $20, huh? With the drink, side salad, and dessert, it's $45! Wait a sec, Maya. Sorry to keep you waiting, sir. Here you are, a deluxe fortify lunch set. Whoa, dish inspired by lobsters and abalone fricassee with a balsamic vinaigrette. Bon appetit. Thanks. Come on, Nick, hurry up and try it already. No. No. Up, sir. Alright, down the hatch it goes. No. Well, you hungry, Maya? Starving. Here, it's yours. Really? Remember, Maya, my wallet doesn't print money, so you better polish off that plate. Just remembered, I've got to go clean the toilets. Hey! You can't be in that much of a hurry to clean the toilets. Weird that that gets added to the court record? Okay, though. Sure. Okay. How does that guy manage to make good food taste so bad? Hey, Nick, wanna take a peek at the kitchen? Kitchen, huh? Not a bad idea. You go for it. I guess this was also $20 like 20 years ago, but still, yeah. I mean, is it cheap for it if it sucks, though? Oh, now what was that Maggie said again? In the kitchen, you'll get to see all of the chef's greatest secrets. In the kitchen? That sounds kind of tasty. Hey, wait up, Maya! What is it? Pretty busy right now. Now you're going to show me around. Just, there goes my plan to find some cool clue and show it off in your face. Better get conducted in the search of the kitchen myself. No, doesn't know anything there. No. No. The kitchen. That is... I don't know. It's probably fine. My initial reaction is like, that's gotta be like unsanitary, but it's probably fine. I'm just not used to having anything but stainless steel on like the stainless steel racks, but I mean, unless it gets like wet and mildewy, it's probably fine. Fair arc. But in places like that, they're also probably cooking it competently. Hopefully. Also, I think Japanese lobsters are smaller? Like, aren't those like spiny lobsters? Aren't they like smaller? I don't know, and I'm not going to look it up. I refuse. And here it is, the famous Tribune kitchen. It's my first time in here too, actually. A weird atmosphere in here, that's for sure. Mr. Armstrong will be back soon, so we'd better search quickly. Chop chop. Wait, where did he go? He just cooked a full lunch. What? Alright, oh, let's examine quickly then. Now this is one large mirror. But this is where he makes himself look pretty. It's a book in the dresser. Clarence Armstrong's Bedtime Literature. Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it? Like a collection of poems he's written. Poems? Cool. Read one out. And say it in your best French accent. With intensity, okay? Okay, here's one. It's called Pintemps. The two of them like actors from a film. The coffee still undrunk. Sweet nothings over too soon. On that sad Sunday morning, the foolish cocktail so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea, and I know what I will do. I must lie to you. I must. Huh? That's it? Yep. That's a poem for you. What's this? Looks like a treasure chest or something. Wow! Look at all these little bottles. Oh, they're aromatherapy oils. He's got so many they're overflowing out of the floor. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 90, 100. They're all the same, too. Hey, wait a minute. What is it? There's one bottle that's different from all the others. Excuse me. Well, what do you know? And it doesn't have a label either. And doesn't smell. So what's the liquid inside that, I wonder? Hey, Nick, we should borrow this. I mean, look how many bottles he's got. He won't miss this one, will he? Small bottle that definitely won't have poison inside of it. Found in the kitchen. Shape is different from the other bottles. Contents unknown. No, it won't have poison in it. It'll be like invisible ink. Now I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey, Nick. This container has oyster sauce? What's that? Is that a traditional, like, French thing? When I think oyster sauce, I think, like, Chinese. Or Japanese. Maybe that's just because it's used in a lot of, like, sauces and stuff. Isn't that used in Chinese food? Okay, it wasn't just me. Ah, look! Right there on the counter. My Magatama, what's it doing there? What indeed? Magatama put in pocket. Weird. Oyster sauce. And look at these knives, they look really sharp. I'd like to see how one of these slices to a cheesecake. Cheesecake? You don't exactly need a sharp knife for one of those, Nick. But taste of who knows? I also would not be shocked if he was putting aromatherapy oils in the food. Really wouldn't be shocked. What are these lace curtains for? I don't know, but they give the place a real homey feel, don't they? Lace curtains. You know, if I was a cooking pot, I'd be perfectly happy to sit on a shelf under those. How do you respond to something like that? Good question. Yeah, what are they for? Decoration? That smells good. Something bubbling away nicely in that pot. Must be the lobster and abalone fricassee with a balsamic vinaigrette. Isn't that what I just ate for lunch? Maybe. What you ate is the only French dish I know the name of. Fair. I feel like that's everything, but I also feel like they're gonna kick us out when it's everything. Maybe not, though. Probably everything. Alright. Well, he doesn't want things rubbed on her at work, so I guess that's fair. Make your food taste better. It's got to cure cancer. I mean, yeah, Bender was great when he was using LSD. The essence of flavor. Oh, the old guy's not here anymore. Ah, yes, ordinary tap water. Laced with a bunch of LSD. Grant, still some unanswered questions for him. That's a pretty beaten up Vespa. Scooter, huh? Who'd leave it right in the middle of a park like this? The wheel guard and the light are busted. Guess it must have been an accident. It's totally wrecked. Holy crap. Somebody is very upset at that damaged Vespa. What the hell? Did nobody notice that Dark Phoenix was red? Did nobody go, wow, that suit really brings out the tomato color of your skin? Hey, what do you think you do with my bike? No, I was just... He's been messing with my new ride. Is that what you've been doing? Look at this lad. New ride? Isn't that kind of an old model? Oh, he was gonna pay for this. Wasn't me. I was just passing by. Hey, then who's the one to cover my saddle in crap, huh? You was gonna pay, you catch my drift? No, wait a sec. I'm not a pigeon, so I couldn't have done it. Wise guy, what the... I'd have beat you so hard I feel like he's just smooching the express train. Alright, that's pretty good. Go. You better watch your back. This ain't over. I'm gonna round up a group of lawyers and then you's gonna pay. Actually, I'm a lawyer myself. What'd you say? Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. What is this animation? Phoenix Wright? You saying you's Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I am. So you're a wise guy too, huh? I'm Phoenix Wright. The one and only. Wait. That's Phoenix Wright. He's gone. Surely that guy wasn't my phony, was he? He wasn't anything like me. Guess better make a note of the scooter. Ridden by my phony. The wheel guard is all smashed up. Pathetic. Oh, it's you. Big threats from a little brat like that. You look like a pigeon that's got seeds in his eye. You been here the whole time then? Listen, that strawberry. I had some thinking to do. Well, like you had some cowering to do. You're a regular at that restaurant, sir. Just that, if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? Anyway, filthy pigeons want food? Ah, take that. Oh, damn. Knew it. This old guy's got something to hide. Well, before we do that, let's make sure we don't regret it. Also, just in case, nothing about that. Okay, cool. Nothing. The one and only, yes. Tribune regular. It's time you told me the truth. Why are you a regular at a restaurant that you dislike so much? Isn't it obvious? People only have one reason to go to a restaurant. To eat. Eat? Not the whole truth. Well, what do you mean? I don't think you go to that restaurant for the food at all. You insolent brat! How dare you accuse me? What proof have you got? Tell that not you nor anyone else in this world would go to that place for its food. Proof it's in the pudding, or in this case, the lunch menu. That's the twin tea set! Food at Tribune is terrible and expensive. You're wrong. It's cheap. Huh? I'm rich. I inherited money when I was a boy. Yes, I'm stinking rich. I've done a lot of job work since I was born, other than feeding the pigeons. A load of crock. It's another story, but the price is nothing to me. They're saying that you go there because you've got money to burn? Exactly! I have so much cash I go for a swim in my money vault every day. Unfortunately, that's a lie. What? You don't have money to burn, you're flat broke. This is yours, right? My magazine! Why would a rich retiree be looking for a job? So what? I was looking for a job. I'm buying a lot at the moment. I need spending money. No. I don't go to that restaurant for food. I just go for the Javocado. The Javocino? Yeah, I think you mean cappuccino. Anyway, how much does a cappuccino cost now? $8. There better be some golden beans. What's the problem? Think a poor man would be better off drinking dishwater to you? Is that it? No, I wasn't thinking that. I wondered if the coffee there is really that great. No, it's not, but anyway, yes, this is free newspapers to read every day. Newspapers? Exactly. They don't want me hanging around at home, so I go there. Sorry, sir. But here, there are no free papers to read at Fabienne. We don't have the thing. We lent it to Gumshoe. So I guess we had to come back later. Yeah, we had to come back later. We lent it to Gumshoe. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. Alright, we'll come back. Poor Maya. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's really taking a shine to her. Suppose I'll just have to let her work at the restaurant for a while. I'll go pick her up from Fabienne once things have cooled off. Hey, you're just in time. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, good. The lab got back to me about the newspaper you gave me. Must be the sports paper with the memo scribbled on it. So, what did they say? Did the analysis turn up anything? They said the doodle was written by the victim, Glenn Elk. No doubts about it. Expected as much. Victim took the paper with him to the restaurant the day of the murder. The best interpretation of the facts at the moment. Sports paper refiled into the court record. MC Bomber. Got the feeling I've heard that name somewhere before. Oh well, guess he'll come back to me. Don't forget to report back to me with whatever you find at the restaurant, okay, pal? Since when did I start taking orders from Gumshoe? Hello? I get the feeling there's something I need to show him. Yes. Got one of those aroma bottles, too, huh? Well, this one doesn't smell. Huh? I don't get you. This was mixed in with all the other aromatherapy bottles, but it's not the same. Doesn't even look the same, wouldn't you agree? Lone bottle that doesn't smell, huh? Smells like a skunk to me, pal. Mind let me borrow that bottle for a while? I want to do police stuff on it. I want to send it to the lab for lab work. The victim was poisoned, so the contents of this bottle are pretty important. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. I don't hunch there was something funny about that, Chef. Suspect Gene Armstrong? God, that guy has a number. I know what his secret is. That must be the same secret Gumshoe was talking about before. Guess I better fill you in on the details. What this Armstrong guy's secret, I mean. Alright. So what's Mr. Armstrong's secret? You ever had lunch at Tribulations, pal? Yes. So, how was it? Put it nicely, it was inedible. Hey, don't worry about being nice around me, pal. You and I both know the reason that place is so empty is because of the food. I mean, the place is clean. He's got a girl like Maggie as waitress, so... Yeah, I guess it's probably the food. No scoop on the guy is he's up to his ears in debt. Really? How much does he owe? It's a copy of his loan contract. He's about $500,000 in the red. $1 million? We're talking dollars? We should obviously invest in part Cabaret Club and part Cat Cafe. Just make all of the money. Even though that's not our biggest, like, money maker, it kickstarted us. It's definitely the one that kickstarted our stardom. Yeah, hey, if it was Sterling, he'd really be in trouble. Sorry, I figured this took me by surprise. Yeah, his case is full of surprises. I'd be willing to bet that that Chef's got something to do with most of them. It's my hunch. Gene's loan contract added to the court record. Okay. Technically, we haven't shown him his own loan contract. $1 million bills. What's the in there for? Is there really that much money tied up in this case? Can't give you an answer to that, pal. Not without the case file in front of me. Armstrong guy would have done anything for cash. He was desperate, you know? No, I don't, but I think I sort of get the picture. Sports paper. Photo of a victim. Vouch for it. Vespa? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing? Okay. Same mustache. I mean, he must be. All Armstrongs are from the same family. Well known. Now we can go back here. Finish this up. We already got rid of one. Take a look at this. What is it? It's a newspaper found behind the magazine rack at Tribulations. So, what of it? This is the only paper there, and it's dated more than 1 month ago. What? Do you see what I'm getting at here? The restaurant doesn't get newspapers. This is just one that a customer happened to leave behind. Tell me, why are you so determined to hide the truth? I'm not hiding anything. I'm going to have to put this guy out of his misery. Listen, the real reason why he goes so much to Tribulations is... It's definitely the waitresses. It's got to be either the waitresses or Armstrong. Those are the only options. He complains about how they're half naked, but you know. What are you asking me about that girl for? She was the waitress at Tribulations. Therefore, the answer to the mystery, why an old man would drink expensive coffee at a terrible restaurant, is the waitress. I don't recognize that face. And you're probably telling the truth here. I highly doubt you were ever looking at her face. Because you weren't looking at the girl's face. But her outfit! It's the truth, isn't it? You became a regular at the restaurant because of the waitress's uniform. The uniform is all you can think about, isn't it? I can't take it. You, that waitress was here. No, please! No more! Stop saying that word! Stop saying waitress! Stop it! Who knew the word waitress had such a power over this man? Sir... Yes, it's true. I was there for the young girl. Fine, so I'm a dirty, wicked, sinful old devil. No, I didn't mean it like that. I even got one of those lousy cups of Javacino every time for $8. All because of the servant girl. Punish me, lock me up. Really, that's not what I'm here for. You've been the same. Now 20 years, you don't understand what it's like. You know how painful it is to be an old man like me. No, really, listen, sir. Stop calling me that. I've been naming no point. So show some old respect. I'm Victor Kudo. Sorry, Mr. Kudo. You young ones think you know it all, don't you? Well, I'm not saying another word. I won't tell you anything more. I was in the restaurant at the time of the incident. It means I have to hear his testimony, one way or another. I don't believe this. I even broke his psych locks and everything. Guess I'll have to try to get him when he's in a better mood. Is that possible? Newspaper. Vespa. Well, maybe if we show him the picture again. Okay. Nothing from him. We did everything here, I think. Yeah, well, I guess somebody still needs rubbing. Let's do these again real quick. Alright, that should be all the items. We're just gonna go through them all anyway. Got that one, we got this one from him. Where is she? She's working. I guess we have the old man. It's like one of those grouchy old man types. Yeah, it's okay though. I don't mind guys like that. But if he's involved with this case somehow, it's a different story. Sure. Here's a tip for you, pal. If you want to get information out of a guy like that, you're gonna have to find his weakness and try to get it under his skin. His weakness? I wonder what that might be. Has the thing for waitresses. I mean, I feel like we got that. Oh, it's that old man. Is he still feeding the pigeons? Yeah. He fed me as well. Got a bunch of those seeds in my eyes. Oh, ouch. Hey, Maya, would you mind coming with me for a while? Huh? Me? Why? Something I really want to ask that old man. Sure, okay. I'll just get changed. No, hang on. Can you go like that? I guess. Ah, yes. Distract him utterly and thoroughly. Sir? You again! Oh, well. I see. Nick? His eyes are burning into me. It's okay. I think it's going pretty well. Yeah. Huh? Still just a little child. Run along and play on the slide, alright? Yeah, the slide? We were so close. Just a little more and he would have spilled. Pigeon. How can we crack this guy? Excuse me, please, sir? Quiet! Can't you see I'm feeding the bitch? This case can't be real. This case can't be real. I know. Mia did not just come back from the afterlife simply to appeal to a pervy old man. I know this case isn't real. She's only showed up to like dire need to help us in the middle of a court case, and here she is like, I got the bigger tits, it'll work. And like a foot in height, so I'm sure that skirt is no longer safe regulation size. Well, if you don't mind, sir, I'd really love to talk with you. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, certainly. I'm Victor Kudo. Even from beyond the grave. Wow. About the incident. You mean the man who died after drinking the Javicino? Like he's a different person. It's quite a shock even for me. He was a strange-looking boy. The girl took the Javicino over to him, you see. And was the customer alone? Definitely. He was the only person at the table. They took one sip of the Javicino and he said something like, "Ugh," and then collapsed, dead. Oh, how terrifying. You're so good at listening, aren't you? I'll tell you anything, whatever you want to know. Certainly seems to be telling the truth now. But it looks like Mr. Kudo didn't see the other man either. Do you like the food at Tribulations? Well, of course! I'm really quite a sophisticated man. I was a young businessman once now. Set up a casino in London. Really? How interesting. Eating the food at the restaurant really takes me Back to my days in France. What a lovely story. London's in England, not France. Oh yeah, France is wonderful. I'd love to show you around the city sometime. It's too much. Can't take it. I want France. Can't believe Mia's laughing at the guy. You've had... No, this is Mia. Mia showed up to have the desired effect on the old man. It is funny that the two things he was the two cities he was thinking about at that time were London and France. It's like at that time he could see London, he could see France, he could see. Like I said, Maya's like a foot and a half shorter. I'm sure the skirt doesn't change sizes when spirit mediums. Yep. You visit Tribulations a lot, don't you? Of course, I mean, yes. I'd like to come and see you there. Really? Oh, you flatter me so. The owner would be delighted to welcome you, I'm sure. Careful of that chef, my dear. The chef? You mean Mr. Armstrong? That's right. That man's an ex-con. He's an ex-con. Whatever did Mr. Armstrong do? Oh no, those eyes! I can't take this! Mia's really got this guy eating out of her hand. I don't know if it's the hand, but he steals things from his customers. Customers? Oh, handkerchiefs, little things, Magatamas, you know, whatever. He's a pilfer, so you be careful around him, my dear. Are you sure about this? Of course, he was arrested for it once. How's that when it happened? Having a Javicino. He really is a regular. I'll write you a little haiku about it. Haiku? Japanese poem. It'll explain all you need to know about that chef. Make this note. Convicted before. A wicked man or woman. Repeat offender. Pictures no added to the court record. If he takes anything again, you let me know. It's not too expensive. I'll buy you a replacement. Poor guy. Didn't do enough for me. Okay, Phoenix. That's about as much as I can do to help. Do it better than Victor.
Do it better than Victor.
Okay, okay. Let's say. Hands in pockets. Items spirited away. The cook is guilty. Thanks, Mia. We got some really important information thanks to you. Honestly, I can't believe Maya called me for something like this. I can't believe Maya immediately knew what the solution to the problem was. And was right. Oh, he just left. He just stumbled nose bleedingly away. Alright, well, bye, I guess. Guess it's about time to wrap up today's investigation. And enough of being a waitress? Yeah. Plus, no one came to the restaurant. Oh la la, Mademoiselle Maya, no. How can you leave me like this? I'm sorry. That reminds me. Mr. Armstrong had a psych lock or 3, didn't he? I'd have to break those. Mr. Armstrong, hope you won't mind, but I'd like to have another word with you. Well, yes, of course. Alright, just in case. But by now we should definitely have everything we need. Maggie's motive. Wow, that rose has many petals. What is happening? I do not like this horrible feeling. I have to know the truth. What happened that day? Oh lords, I will confess everything. Just don't hurt me. Huh? Oh, that was a new world record. It was a lottery ticket. Lottery ticket? The man who died here had a lottery ticket for $500,000. $500,000? Oui, but after the incident, this ticket... it disappeared. Ticket disappeared. This was the motive that the prosecution gave for Maggie. Wow, it's funny how that number sounds so much more applicable to a motive for you. Easy. As they say, that she poisoned the man to get the $500,000 lottery ticket. Why didn't you tell me about this sooner? My son, Lord, you've been trying to hide this information about the lottery ticket from me. And I want to know the reason why. No, monsieur, you doubt me, but I have confessed to you everything I know. Mr. Armstrong, the $500,000 lottery ticket, I think I know who took it. I think the winning ticket was stolen by this person. The old man to pay for more waitresses. Mr. Armstrong, I believe there's a very high probability that it was you. Oh. Wow, that was the first lock, really? Wow, that was one piercing scream, even for a man like him. Mas pourquoi moi? Why? You have no evidence. I'm not Master Mask. I am not the kind of person who steals the property of others. Sorry to disappoint you, Mr. Armstrong, but I have evidence to the contrary. I present to you proof that you have stolen from others in the past. Imagine showing somebody a haiku that says, yeah, you stole at one point, basically. It's like, what kind of evidence is that? What is this? A poem? Oh, monsieur, you know me so well. I adore poems. Please, read it and put some feeling into it. Convicted before, a wicked man or woman, repeat offender. Sorry to have to bring it up, Mr. Armstrong, but you have been arrested for stealing from your customers before, haven't you? Mon Dieu! La mensonge, you are the liar. Deny it? Do not make la false accusations, s'il vous plaît. So do you have any proof? Want to see la incontestable proof that I have ever stolen from one of my customers? It's a loan. That's not proof. That was left here. Do we have proof? Oh, yeah, we do. Absolutely. But hit no, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but I am all for bumbling around on my own. Sometimes I bumble too hard, but I'll get there at the end. Thank you, though. But also, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. How's it going? Yeah, it's the answer. It's nice. But, like, you did steal it from us. Seems old habits die hard, Mr. Armstrong. What is that? This is my Magatama. I found it in your kitchen. No. That rose is just gone. We just about broke some windows. I have a weakness for little trinkets and figurines. My hand, it just slips out. I cannot stop it. You've stolen handkerchiefs, gloves, and other things from your customers, right? Oui, it is the truth. And it's just a timid little girl inside, monsieur. A timid little girl. Besides, this time it was not a small trinket, oui. It was $500,000. My Snow, why would I steal it? I have no need for such money. Really now? Oh, monsieur, what is it? Isn't it true that you're in some pretty serious debt? That you are in desperate need of a large amount of cash, equaling about $500,000 right now. So this restaurant is deep in the red, isn't it? You have a loan to the tune of $500,000. The lottery ticket would have wiped out your debts. Well, Mr. Armstrong, what do you have to say for yourself now? And there's the lock. One rose is just getting mutilated. Lock successful. Well, we have a lot of motive. Mr. Armstrong, you said that the victim had a winning lottery ticket for $500,000. How did you know he had something like that in the first place? Someone, he was listening to the radio with its earpiece. Maggie said something about that too. No, I mean, it's definitely a scouter, but whatever, radio earpiece, it's fine. The winning number was announced on the news, I think. All of a sudden, he exploded. Yes, $500,000, he shouted. And the ticket? He had all of his tickets spread out on the table. I was so desperately in need of money, so put the poison in his coffee. No, 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 no. Oh no, you naughty man. Just simply helped myself to one of his tickets. What? My victim collapsed and Maggie passed out. Thought to myself, pourquoi pas? He had so many of them. Yeah, but only one of them was the winning ticket, right? How'd you do that, Mr. Armstrong? Maggie was arrested because of you. No, this is not true. So according to that story, Maggie poisoned the customer for the ticket, but then fainted, and then you stole the ticket? Why would she poison somebody for their lottery ticket and then immediately faint? I did not take it. This is a ticket for $500,000, I mean. Totally normal. All so totally. But you just told us you did. You said you took a ticket. Must known. Feel it. It was not. That's enough. Huh? Ah, crap. What voice I have from? Oh, yeah, okay. Mr. Godot! What the heck are you doing here? This is without a doubt the worst coffee I've ever tasted, Mr. Armstrong. Came in here for coffee. This is craving for coffee, no bounds. So Mr. Armstrong stole one of the victim's tickets on the day in question. I'm Laird, known, just a pretty little girl who's everyone is laughing at. But in that case, Maggie shouldn't be the only one under suspicion. You had the wrong ticket. What? Mr. Armstrong made off with the winning ticket's pretty neighbor. So, the ticket he took was worthless? Not quite. He did win something. $1. You see, I'm just a pretty face. Without my looks, I have nothing. So, what happened to the winning ticket then? The one he meant to steal? Indeed. What did happen to it? I don't like spoiling myself for watching trailers, so we'll just wait and see how the movie turns out tomorrow, won't we? He has the best theme. Why did they give him the best theme? Voila, you two, time to laugh at the pretty little airhead. It's like I won't be needing this note anymore. Victor's note thrown in the trash. So we got a new mystery now, namely, where did the winning ticket go? A bad feeling about this. Well, anyway. We can't let Maggie suffer any longer for this, and certainly not again. Alright, well, we made it through the investigation somehow. We only got stuck at like one part, because I forgot to rub people on people. Rubbed every item on everybody, but didn't rub every person on every person. So, well, alas. But now, the good stuff. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? He was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! You're doing alright. How are you feeling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you! Yes? You better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest. I think he's serious. Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? Yep. You'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? Of course. I got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness in the stand today. Something I say doesn't mess with the facts. Make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You got me? Oh. I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've already always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? Yes. Smooth is definitely how things always go in this courtroom. I can only wish. Yep. January 7th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Bitter. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Ah, what's wrong? Nothing. It's just, whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You was talking to me?" And nobody thought that was weird. Oh my god. Not a single person questioned Tomato Red, "You's talking to me, Phoenix Wright." It's a little, well, intimidating. Oh, no, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please. Mr. Trite, whether you're fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright. How could anybody be fooled by that tomato? I wasn't questioning whether you were Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. Okay, do you know what? That one wasn't bad, Godot. That one wasn't bad. That's what I intend to find out. It's still one of my favorites. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. And as everyone is now aware, I have to blow my nose real quick. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial, even though you stood for you talking to me, but you won't stand for irrelevant testimony. Ah, we see where your priorities lie. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. Well, yeah, that's difficult because I wasn't here for the last trial. Neither was Godot. It was Payne and the Faker. And the fact that Payne won really should have been proof that the guy was a fake. Not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation. Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. I mean, he's way better than fake Phoenix, who's clearly an angry Oni man in a suit. Well, you say that, but compared to like prosecutors who literally like falsify evidence and actually physically whip people in court, I feel like Phoenix is the lesser of the issues by a country mile. I don't know if he's outright lied. He's just grasped for straws. The legal system here is perfectly normal. Don't worry about it. The Phoenix Wright legal system is perfectly normal. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe. All the way around, Detective. Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now. Well, Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens, Inc. Why would you name your company that? Why would you name your company that? A loyal company. This is the victim's autopsy report. Court accepts this into evidence. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. Poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused. Yeah. Victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. John Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. Roguelites, yeah, they usually do. Still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Tribune floor plans added to the court record. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own two hands. Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. The incident took place. The victim was alone at his table, sir. You understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive. Wow, that was some fact-laden testimony there. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. I can't believe he would approve of poisoning coffee. I figured he'd be so hard against it, he'd be like, I hate her. Facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you, that wasn't me. What I wouldn't give to see the entirety of that previous case. I'll stop you for just a minute. Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence? He's so desperate for that to be true. He's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table. Yeah, that's what she said. And what killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey! Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. There are two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Yeah, I don't think it matters, but, well, maybe the other witness just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table is obscured in some way. That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, trait. I have here in my possession a ticket. Ticket? Looks like more like a photo to me. Yeah, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. Can't believe he said that. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning. Oh, the judge, sorry. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poisoning took place, correct? I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. Crime photo added to the court record. Well, I'm glad we pushed for that, but also you're all idiots. You're all idiots. He was listening to his radio, you say? Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket. Nikki told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. What should I do? Should I press on the point a little harder or not? Press all the points. What are they going to do? Ban us? Now what was it the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? How should I know? Still not. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else. Not sure I get you, pal. Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder? If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance. So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper. Yeah. Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trey? The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. Seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Just press. Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee? Huh? What do you mean? According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. Okay, fair. What proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Hey, you're right! That's what I was thinking. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. No. What piece was it again? This! What did I do? Should I be grateful this coffee is only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? I'm sure no witness has ever been clearly biased towards the other side in this court. Never has that happened. No. Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup. Yes. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it. Exclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. Victim gulped down. Oh, well. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victim's and the defendant's. Coffee cup contained potassium cyanide, covered in the victim's and Maggie's fingerprints. On further investigation of the cup, we found a certain chemical substance. Potassium cyanide. I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe? It's, well, that stuff's lethal. No kidding. Eat too much in your history. How much is too much? Lethal dose is 0.2 grams. It's about enough to finish anyone off. 0.2 grams? That's not a lot. You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much. Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. Some kind of a motive. Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. Saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe. They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket. Knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too. Disappeared from the scene of the crime. It wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000. Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he said that he stole the wrong one. Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Yeah. Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. Oh, what? Alright, well that's not ideal. Wish somebody had mentioned that. Order! Yeah, she's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. We will submit that ticket to evidence to this court immediately. Better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. Victim's lottery ticket added to the court record. Winning lottery ticket for $500,000 found during a body search of Maggie. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. That's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. That's enough. Facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime. Not like an old man who knows the score. It's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, that sum of money even, I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who's weak to the siren call of money. Wait, not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, it's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final, decisive piece of evidence. Got more evidence against Maggie? This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time. Wow, it's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like... Can't be blood, can it? Huh. Seems the star of our play was a little flustered. Somehow spilled coffee on herself. Coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye. Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, it's something else that stands out even more. Something else? I presume you mean... Of course, I'm referring to the pocket. But, pocket... Search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket. A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket. Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it. What? This isn't looking great. Order. The court will accept these items into evidence. Worn by Maggie at the time of the incident has a small pocket, but big stains. Deadly powdery poison bears Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron pocket. Something's still bothering me. Mr. Godot, why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain. You don't need to be told. Just look at it. Well, detective? Could this stain really be blood? No way, sir. No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup? She must have gotten some on her apron while taking some of their breakfast that day. Could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. What? Everyone knew what it was already. I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence have all been clearly established. Well, Wright, seems you really are a phony after all. You really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with the testimony. Describe to the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there. The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. Must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. That was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Well, one more ticket. Identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good. Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Wright. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin. Coffee drinking bastard. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe. It's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened. Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man. Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? And he hurled abuses at them and seeds. Seeds. It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth. Guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy. The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. Took his time finding a payphone apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Checks out. How long was the defendant unconscious for? Officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. Took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been in the scene myself. Bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too. I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful. A professional detective comes to, not a professional bird watcher. Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about the all we need to know about is this investigation. Oops, guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? Not as red as the other Phoenix was, you blind bastards. You didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then? No, I don't think so. Victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet. 58 cents? Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. Victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man. Was some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. We figured out who it was. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Huh? Did I say something dumb again? Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what we said, yes? Yeah. Yeah, basically. In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly? That? Slow that down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going. There was a prescription bag at the victim's table along with the lottery ticket. Seems Mr. Glenn Elg visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations. Got the victim's name from the medical records of the doctor who prescribed the meds. It's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Prescription bag. What sort of medicine was in the bag? Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. Huh? Yeah, completely empty. Completely empty. Victim got this from doctor before going to trivia and the bag's empty. Yeah. Entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate, are you, Wright? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective? The defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket? Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal. Happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day. When I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes. Yeah, not planted evidence. Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Sorry. So, Trey, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. It's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Nobody knows what happened during that downtime. There were 2 people in that restaurant other than the murder victim and the person who murdered them that nobody believes was there just because a single partition exists and nobody understands what line of sight is. But whatever. At least one of them went to go make a phone call at a payphone, which would have left her alone with just presumably one person who easily could have done this. But, you know, I gotta provide evidence? Sure. Well, I'd love to if I had any. Appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for. Yeah, interesting. It's true that these 2 items are accounted for, but wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day? Oh, yeah. The one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole $1 with it. What a lucky guy, huh? Wait, so you know that the restaurant owner not only has past convictions for stealing from customers, but also actively stole a ticket trying to get the $1 million one, and they're in no way under being questioned, especially when, as we just covered, if you ignore the other person who's clearly there, because they're all doing it, the fact that the old guy called in the murder and Maggie was unconscious means that they absolutely could have, like, used gloves to just get her fingerprints on that bottle, slip it into her pocket, and slip her the wrong ticket. Like, maybe they just read it wrong in their hurry. I don't know. It's fine. I mean, that seems very feasible, but they're like, no evidence. They're just gonna let him get away with it? Yeah, apparently, actually. Just $1, detective. It's no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe. I don't find a hole in the testimony. The judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe hasn't given us anything to work with. Can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Okay. Be the dumbest you've ever been. Is it this one that they actually weird about? He didn't testify that, like, it's not part of the testimony that he didn't have all the money. I doubt it, but what if we press the other side of this one? Oh, do we not? Didn't we get a... Okay, whatever. Nothing else missing from the crime scene. I mean, technically that was missing from the crime scene. I don't think that's going to be enough to do this, but technically it was missing. It got shoved behind there, so somebody had to have shoved it there. And it wasn't Armstrong, who doesn't like newspapers. It's really just nitpicky, but technically... Wow, okay. Well... It's technically right, but whatever. Don't think the time matters. Scary old man who took a long time to report it for some reason. Still isn't within the time. Yeah, you got a crush on her, whatever. Yeah, still this one. Then it's gotta be... It's gotta be this, right? Ah, he only had 58 cents in his wallet. Lunch costs 20 bucks. That's a contradictory whatever. Yeah, penalize me. He had 58 cents, no ID, no credit card. I mean, that sounds exactly like... Okay. I was pretty confident about that one. The magazine was a stretch. I'll admit the magazine was a stretch. It was where my mind first went, but I knew that was not super likely. This is the bag. That's factual. The crime was reported at 225, kind of scary old man. Sure. Passed out from shock, supposed to be real tough for her. Also true. Didn't have any identification on him. I mean, do we just present this? Because technically he had this on him? No. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think we have anything to present that goes against had no identification. No, sorry, I can imagine if it's infuriating watching me grasp at straws and be wrong, but I would like to figure it out on my own, come hell or high water. I've been stuck before, I will get stuck again. I feel like the only one that we could have a contradictory point to is this one. I feel like that's the only one that, like, all the other ones, we don't have anything we could contradict it. Other than, it's a shame it doesn't let us contradict the he was broke. Even then, we wouldn't contradict it. We have supporting evidence as to why was he there if he was broke, but whatever. So they don't care about the other ticket. What else is missing from the crime scene? Not that. That shouldn't count. I guess he didn't order the lunch special anyway, but whatever. Well, the medicine's missing, I guess. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony. Oh, finally! Getting all anxious to wait, so hurry up, will you? You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later? No, they didn't. The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tribulations. Where then did the medicine disappear to? You... Too cool, pal! Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? Guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh? The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Order, order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Huh, that's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic. That's a word. Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot? Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say. A war wound? The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head, ruptured his eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum? What on earth was the prescription he was given? The cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? Well, damn. It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. And traces of the medication in the victim's left ear. Yes, here it is. In very, very fine print. Seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication. Seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. And why is it missing? Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. Right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Oh shit. Why is it missing? It being missing is still weird. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. Seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? Medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. It doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it is a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth. You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. The medication is irrelevant. The medication being missing is not. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. Excuse me. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot. I got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder. Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater. Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems a little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yay, good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. Heh. Suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess. Hey, we made it to recess, and we only lost most of our HP. January 7th, 11:03 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Ooh, that was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. Can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me. He totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. Had them my whole life. It really hurt this time. Felt like somebody pinched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. Bet he's going to be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? I don't know. You're still wearing that outfit. Bet you could convince him to talk. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. You going to be able to handle him, Nick? Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds. January 7th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 4. Back in we go. But we'll now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please. Prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind. Name is Victor Godot, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me mind you. I can be quite emotional at times, too. You don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation. Occupation? Listen, youngin. How much call do you think there is for kimono embroidery here? Kimono embroidery? That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed. Wow, real craftsmen. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe you could embroider my costume sometimes. Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. If I had to take a job working the cash register, start a burger joint. Then to smile. Burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen. Not the witness. Where were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident? Oh, yeah. I was eating some seeds over a cup of cappuccino. Seeds? What do you think these are? I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps. Did I? Oh, yeah, I did. I saw it all. Then please, tell the court. We're all ears. Sure. I'll tell you every last detail. Let me get into this. What I witnessed. The young man was reading the sports paper. The servant girl brought him a cappuccino. She put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, then collapsed. That's the servant girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. They're as bad as the rest of them. All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones? Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Well, sure we'll get some good info out of this guy. So we saw the victim then. We saw Mr. Glenn Elk. Wanted to know if Goots and Braun retained his championship or not. He was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh? At the location in question, there are partitions between tables of the same side of the restaurant, right? So what if there are? If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct? I go to that place to drink cappuccino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at. You mean you go there to eye the waitress? Yeah. Yeah, you do. Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw? Mr. Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I. I see. Why is that fine? The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving. But his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress. I saw what the servant girl put into the cappuccino as well. Then I know what's coming up. Something tells me I'm not going to like it. No, press him anyway. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to this testimony. I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Did she really put that into the coffee? You doubt me, boy. She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in. Couldn't she have been adding sugar? Sugar in a small brown bottle like that. Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms? Bottle like this, perhaps? Oh, there it is. That's the one. It's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? Think it's clear, don't you? You took just one sip? You youngins, you waste everything. Those Jappuccinos cost $8. The good old days would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died. Congratulations, you have earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom. No, he really hasn't. So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that's possible. Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. But the Jappuccino I just drank turned sour in my stomach. Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress? I presume she's... He said, I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Does she have any particular features that you can identify her by? Particular features? It's a disgrace, that's what it is. Sorry? You can see all the way up to her, you know? She's practically naked in that uniform. So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me. Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image. Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together. Guess I got a bit carried away. God, there are other things I recognize about her, too. Seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? Nah, we know he wouldn't recognize her face. Sure, we saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Bird or not. Quite right. Mr. Cadeau, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask that you add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose. You do seem to remember several details about her appearance, but what about the most crucial detail of all, her face? Ah, as if I wouldn't remember that. Witness noticed the straps of the cursed apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face. Unless he was only looking at her apron. That's right, I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red. So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight. No doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say... straps? Mr. Cadeau, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that? Oh, what? The ribbon in her hair. The strap in her apron. What's the fascination? Fascination? People have all kinds of fetishes, Trey. We don't need to embarrass the witness. Alright. Good. Listen to you, young officer. I've got some sick strap fetish. Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright? I'm just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps. Said I got a strap fetish. How many times I gotta repeat myself? Very well. Continue with your testimony and make it strapless. Do you think old CD really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eyes on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. Okay. Really, Maggie? Have to figure out. Okay. So the straps weren't the thing. So the other one? Ask about her back? He is Popeye-ish, for sure. He definitely overlaps Popeye a bit, except seeds have replaced spinach, I guess. But they don't seem to be giving him any power, so maybe if he had spinach. The identifying features described are all things you would see from the back. So what? Is it possible that you never saw the waitress on the front at all? Heh. It's got you there, Gramps. That's not an objection, you're agreeing. People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. This witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons. This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. Just tell me what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure. The old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. If I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet. Wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. What, not the giant ketchup stain? You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes? No question about it. Good. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down. Not the answer I was looking for, but okay. No pride for old CD now, I guess. So it's got to be the apron, right? Like, the apron's the only one it could really be. Or I'm just going to lose more HP, but what else is new? Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this. God, that filthy thing would suit Phil just like you perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating. Have you ever seen this before? Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that, hmm? Well, you half-witted clod. What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clod, there's been an eerie silence in here. Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. Done. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress on the front. Oops. Witness. You can't just oops your way out of this. Well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Wright, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant. This being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird. Exactly. When that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps. You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. Can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted. Can't remember. Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out. Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim. There's another of them pesky young types wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling his pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the servant girl in question brought over the cappuccino. Little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. Testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. Seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything. How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose, but it's what I do best. It's not wrong. Spectacles. Our glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish, that's why I remember him so well. Did have some kind of scouter over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses. He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance. I better come up with something sharp and quick. Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it not? That young hooligan, I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting, huh? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? Need to find out if Guts and Brown retained his championship title. It's his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you borrow your own? What are you looking at me like that for? How dare you touch me? Ow! Guts and Brown got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway. The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless. Oh boy. It needs an earpiece. It's selfish. That's what it is. I've strained my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it. Was he that desperate to listen to the radio? What are you looking at me like that for? How dare you feel sorry for me? Ow! You mean the waitress, who you only saw from behind, right? You're one of those, aren't you? You never let anything go, isn't that right? Maybe. What does it matter if I saw her from the front or behind? My eyes don't lie. Ow. Ow. Better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. His free hand? Yes. Which hand was that? Weren't you listening before, Cloth Ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? His free hand wasn't his right hand, then which hand was it, you moron? Ow! Yeah. Perhaps the great Mr. Trey has 3 hands. Yeesh, I was only asking. No need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss. Guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do. Even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake. I mean, it's a mistake that it was a pair of spectacles, but, like, fine. Newspaper in his right hand, rustling its pages. I don't know if that's the case, but we'll keep going. He was definitely listening to the radio. The serving girl in question definitely brought one over. Free hand and took a sip. No, he didn't. Or something's mixed up. Because if he had right hand paper, grab that with his left hand, Mark would be on the other side of it. So I guess we present that here would be the guess. I'm going to save anyway, just in case, but... yeah, that's got to be here. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory? I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you. I got anything wrong? I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song. Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand. Ah. While drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left. Yeah, what is this? Kindergarten? Well, I would like the court to please take a look at this. It's the cup the victim used, correct? Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips. Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee. If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand. But how? Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Yeah, honestly, I'm waiting. Bring it. Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this simply is not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from. What? Or wait. You think I'm going to stand here listening to tell me I'm mad? You're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what it's all. You still insist on your testimony. That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh, yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen I am. It's that dead young hotbot and you, the spiky-haired yahoo, who are at fault. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. I only know one song about pigeons, and it is not a recent song. It's a normal song. It's definitely a normal song. There might be 2 songs out there about pigeons, but the only one I know is from an old Dr. Demento CD called Poisoning Pigeons in the Park. That's the only one I'm aware of. Don't call me old man, old man. It's been around 68 years I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say. Sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... Sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Kudo! But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand. Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor. Left hand or right hand? Or is wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. Yeah, okay. Kept fiddling with it all the time. Yeah. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the coffee, too. Then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. It was on the left-hand side of his face. You know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It's a small computer monitor often used by programmers. Monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is the screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD, the common tool in the victim's line of work. HDTV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw. I'm telling the truth. It's true. He doesn't seem to be lying. These are the facts, in good old black and white. So the victim was wearing an HMD. HDTV, CD, DVD, what does it matter? None of them actually, but anyway. You're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side? No question. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. From the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head. Seems he kept an eye on Mr. Glen Egg. He's getting on my nerves. Rustling that newspaper and filling his earpiece all the time. Excuse me. And then when I made up all that fuss dying from one sip of Cappuccino. Wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked. So taking the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy. Imagine being mad at somebody for dying after one sip of poisoned coffee. The earpiece you mentioned, which hand did the victim touch it with? You're one of those people, aren't you? Yeah, have to use your left hand to get things out of your right pocket. Or fastens your left cup with your right hand. And when the tour guide says on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah, you're the only one who deliberately looks left. Well, ain't you? No, I didn't mean... Obviously, it's the hand on the same side of his body the earpiece was in. Ow, ow, ow. So if he had the HMD in his left side, then this is the left hand, I guess. You seem pretty sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo. That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me. It looks like he really did see the guy picking the cup up with his left hand. This is a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? You think the guy's telling the truth? But even so, something's not quite right. Chuck evidence at him until he breaks. But if he's not lying, there won't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? I don't think we have anything that could disprove that. Like, even in his picture... Left-hand side of his face. Left eye, left eardrum was wrong. Oh! Never mind. Take it back. I'm gonna save anyway, but I'm pretty sure that there. Hey, every once in a while, I stumble onto the right thing, okay? Yeah. Totally intentional. Uh-huh. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there's something very strange about your observation of the victim. Like this wasn't the shotgun approach. I haven't shotgunned yet, okay? I've done it before, and I'll do it again, but I haven't yet today. What? You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. You can only see that side of his head from where I was sitting. I don't think so. What did he say? You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured. And he just ends. I don't think I've ever gotten that lost, thankfully. Ammo seeds. There. It's clearly an infinite ammo bandana. Clearly. Yeah. Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece on his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain? It is. Pigeon! Pretty pigeon. Order. Witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind. And he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Also, hey, 7th, how's it going? Welcome to Viperland in the chat. We are interrogating an old man eating seeds. Normal stuff. It's true, he did eat his seeds and sing. Thank you, old man. True to your word. Well, Mr. Godot, a single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk. Thank you. Captain, are you calling me a drip? No, a drop. This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down, I know, right? The lad drank his cappuccino with his left hand. Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw. Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee. We do have his objection in there now. Which hand the victim used to pick up his coffee is irrelevant, Your Honor. The facts still stand. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poisoned coffee. Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. I love the sound of just... The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. The results are clear. Testimony given by this witness is useless. Most of the sound effects are subscriber sounds, I hate to say. I'm sure there will be lore at some point. However, they're definitely playing the mystery card of like, oh, it's somebody who hates us. So I don't know who's behind the mask at this point. I think it's probably some reason to hide his identity, but I don't know. They haven't discussed it in universe. The pain is in there, but also thank you for the follow. Very, very much, by the way. Much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying Phoenix Wright. Sundays are generally our visual novel days, which lately have been Phoenix Wright. We're going to do Ghost Trick after this and then do Great Ace Attorney. So Sundays are usually our story-based game night with Phoenix Wright in the near future. Was that someone else? Am I blind? I'm so sorry. No? Oh, no, it was somebody else that did the... Yeah. Yep, every objection we have heard up to this point is in there. So yes, it was somebody else's objection. So still thank you for the follow, but it was Raman's objection that did it. I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I'm satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. Yeah, they should all be equal chances, but we all know the bot likes to just take favorites sometimes. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Yeah, Payne is definitely in there. Godot is in there. Von Karma's in there. Should be everyone we've heard. We only have one hold it, but we should have all the objections up to this point. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old fogey! I'm sorry, Mr. Godot. Your arm is too weak to have seeds. Actually, you can't... I was making the joke, but never mind. That's actually it. You can't reach me from there. Excuse me. Sorry. In ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case, I'm ordering the defense and prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned. No? Wait. If we stop now, where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo. Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's across his eyes now. How is it your bad memory my fault? Sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I kept my mouth shut until now. But there's something else the court should know. What? There's more. To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark. Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook. Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee. What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the cappuccino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man. Nobody's questioning this. It's just your eyesight's a little bad and your memory sucks a bit. It's fine. It's enough witness. I believe it'll be quicker for the court to just hear you. it's humor him. It'll actually be quicker. It's fine. You bet. Much, much quicker. I can't believe this is happening. You better get ready, youngster. I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? Gotta be using some sort of infinite ammo code for that box of seeds. It must be. The final showdown. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his cappuccino. Well, clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. It broke, and the strap of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, hmm? Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. There, you're doubting me again. You're doubting a poor defenseless old man. No, we're not doubting you, Mr. Kudo. Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging in everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah. So what, probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy. You're a bird brain, that's why that's all you can think of. Very well, Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please. Alright. Well, good luck, we're gonna need it. The court generally prefers it if witnesses are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo. Nosy brat! I'm warning you, I'm more savage than a macho man right now. You won't beat me with this testimony, this is the final battle! Ow! Ow! He's chucking these seeds harder than ever, I better be careful. Come on, Nick, nail him! I don't want to nail an old man, thank you. The court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo. I know that, I was just setting the mood. How else am I supposed to build up the suspense, hmm? Suspense? Yes, now what have you got to... what do you think? Should I work the audience a bit more? No, please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible. After that, enjoy this little bit of testimony. Alright, see you around, Robin. Thanks for hopping by. We'll definitely enjoy this testimony. That's a word you could use to call it. Alright, now where was I? Ah, the young boy slumped over the table and... A vase, you say? Yes. There are vases on the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over. Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them, too. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. You saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase. Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define... Okay, I get it. I heard a break, and the sight of it's burned in my memory as clear as day. Okay. Soaked in water, you mean? Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well. You said you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet the water still managed to splash onto you. It's cold. I clearly remember splashing onto me. Did the water really make it all the way across to the other side of the room? I mean, the vase on the victim's table falling upside down and breaking? The vase turned upside down, and my testimony is turning this case upside down. It's a joke. I just wanted everyone to hear it. What do you think, Captain? I'm impressed by your ability to waste time. Cadell hasn't raised any objections for a while now. So, you young shelf, which of that scrap of information I'm throwing down in the collar? Lose this one, I'll take it like a man in a midget feat. Should have given you the evil eye, am I? It's you he's looking at, Nick, not me. It's like he's saying, I triple dog dare you to find a contradiction, youngin'. Guess I'll just have to raise the challenge then. There's nothing to find there. Nothing to find there. Knocked over the vase. Completely soaked. It's gotta be that. Is this one here? I'm gonna save anyway. I guess it could technically have been in the previous one too. Previous statement. But it makes sense. Crime photo there, right? Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene. Huh? So what? Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact. Huh? Lost your tongue, Granddad? I'm no granddad here. Stop scotch. Ow. Ow. Enough. If you throw any more seeds. Ah! What is it now? Just remembered something. Yes? Go on. Broken vase. It was on my table. What? Well, you see, startled me when that young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. Vase on your table? Yes, it was on my table. That's how my groin came to be completely soaked. Blank stares. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Ah! Wait a minute! If that's the case, I've got more to say. Oh, yes, I remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me! Well, he sure tried. He sure failed, but he sure tried. Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked. And I am still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are 2 disparities in the testimony we've heard thus far. The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it! I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts. Yes, Your Honor. There's one more thing before I call today's session to an end. One more thing, Your Honor. The witness we just heard from is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized it accordingly into this statement. Okay. We each have a copy of it, if you wish. Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like that. But I was really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too. Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies, my own, yours, and Mr. Godot's. Yes, Your Honor. The incident occurred. I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony. More like a 5-year-old's apology. I think we're supposed to do 3 copies. That is all. This court is adjourned. Alright. Save progress? Alright. We're going to save it here, and I think I'm going to let it go here for now. I know if I start doing an investigation and then have to pick it up next week, I'm just going to be like, what the hell was I doing? What's going on? So now's the perfect time, I think. We got through the first investigation, first trial. I guess we got part 3 investigation, presumably part 4 trial. I don't know if it'll go longer than that, but we'll see. We got what we got for now. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully everyone had a good heckin' time. Tomorrow we're doing Yakuza 7. Tuesday, I actually don't know yet. Okay, that makes sense. It would be at a different spot. I mean, I know he was doing haikus. So that makes sense. Yeah, we haven't really planned out much of this week. I know tomorrow is Yakuza 7. We haven't really planned out anything besides that. Sometime tomorrow I'll figure out Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know. We're trying to finish Yakuza 7 before 8 comes out, so that's going to take a chunk of it, but I don't want to do just that and Phoenix Wright. So one of those days, maybe I'll toss in something. I don't know. I don't know right yet. Depends on what I'm feeling those days. Yeah. For now. Down. Got ourselves a monster equipped a disco. And I mean, it's got to be.
Objection!
Gotta be the objection to finish it off. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching. This has been Viper of Viperland, and I'll see you all next time.
変態は黙っていろ。